Yeah, I think the first thing is basically I grade the guys on you either played well enough for us to win or you didn't, and he did not. He did not play well enough for us to win the football game. That's first and foremost. We left a lot of plays on the field. Jaron left a lot of plays on the field. I was very, very disappointed from that standpoint. He did do some good things, but very inconsistent with his pocket posture. Very inconsistent with his eyes, watching the rush at times, missing throws, and very uncharacteristic of how he had practiced leading up to that. Then there was some really good moments where you see him, good pocket posture, eyes good, and he made good throws. So there's a correlation there. We just got to get him to consistently do that from a play-to-play basis. But it was frustrating from an offensive standpoint because we felt like our team played well enough to win. We didn't hold up our end of the bargain, and certainly very disappointed there. And again, there's a lot of plays on tape. We got receivers running wide open, and either we can't protect or we can't get the ball to them for some reason or another. The quarterback not making the right decision, and we're very disappointed in that. But I thought one thing Jaron did do was compete. Thought he showed some toughness, showed competitiveness. But certainly we got to be way, way more consistent at that position if we want to beat good teams like we played Saturday.
Coach, in the first half, Jaron obviously was really efficient throwing the ball. Was that where his posture and his eyes down the field were kind of consistent? And then the second half, that teeter off, or was on that far end?
No, it was on both halves. Maybe his stats showed that he was efficient in the first half, but he still missed some things in the first half as well, and could have been even better, from that standpoint. I think I had him down 5 of the sacks was his fault. 100% on the quarterback. I think 2 times he was out of the pocket and just stepped out of bounds 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage, which counts as a sack, which has nothing to do with the offensive line or anyone. And he just got to learn how to throw the ball away. And he had very, very poor ball security as well. We had 2 fumbles where he doesn't have 2 hands on the ball. And again, both of those times, one of them he should have thrown the ball away, and the other time he's got his check down in the route wide open and doesn't get to him and throw him the football and ends up holding it too long. So certainly he's did some good things, but and there's a lot of room for improvement as far as that goes.
Hey Dan, can you talk a little bit about the receiver position and where you are, specifically the use of Tate, 15 snaps, guys Pope, Wiggins, Hightower. I think Pope had 2 snaps. I'm not sure Wiggins and Hightower played. Can you just talk about where all these guys are? And obviously I assume you're going to want more of a downfield passing game at points during the season and things like that. Just where you feel you are with your receiver.
More points during the season?
Well, no. Well, just like where you feel you are with the receiver group and what you're trying to.
Well, Tate had more snaps, I think, because of some of the things in packages that we were doing. And the other guys, they're going to play as we feel that we want to put our best guys on the field that we thought had a chance to make plays. I think 3 times in the first 10 plays, Jeff Thomas is wide open, and we don't get him the ball for one reason or the other. So certainly from a schematic standpoint, we felt very, very good about our plan. We felt like we gave the kids the answers to the test. There wasn't one thing Florida did that we were not prepared for. We knew when to get them in base and what they do. We knew when we get them in nickel what they do. We knew about their double A mug pressure. All that stuff was exactly what we had seen on tape. There was nothing new. Actually, they played a lot softer in the secondary than we thought they were going to play in the secondary. And again, we just, it starts with me, but we didn't have them prepared enough to play to help our team win the game. We got to do a better job.
But in terms of the receivers as a whole group, like where do you feel you are with all those guys? And
like them.
Yeah.
Doing good.
And maybe specifically with what you're talking about, Jeff, were there shots downfield that were missed? Did you mean down the field where the throws, or was it by design to keep things kind of closer to the line?
We were very aggressive. The first sack of the game, he's wide open for a touchdown. Turn the tape on. He spins the guy around. He's wide open for a touchdown. The third play of the game, he's wide open on a corner route. Right tackle doesn't grab the 4 technique. The second play of our second drive, we got him wide open on a deep over crossing route. Left tackle gets beat. You know, we got KJ Osborne open in the third quarter, again, on a big crossing route. Left tackle got beat again, you know, so we were very, very aggressive with how we called the game, and that was by design. That's what we said we wanted to do. And, you know, we weren't, you know, there was just, like I said, there was a lot of plays out there we did not make, and they were certainly there for us to make.
You mentioned that 5 of the 10 sacks were on Jaron. You also didn't throw an interception, so would you like to see him be more aggressive with his decisions, maybe not hold on the ball and
Just throw the ball away when it's applicable. You know, like I said, there's twice he stepped out of bounds 1 yard before for a 1 yard loss when he could have thrown the ball just out of bounds. He's out of the pocket, throw it out. We don't lose that yardage. And again, those things goes down to sacks, and it looks terrible. And we certainly didn't feel like we protected well enough, and we didn't. But you know, some of those things are on the quarterback.
Dan, on the Jaron Williams, did you, because it's his first game, did you kind of expect that, and what kind of upside does he have? And then the obviously it was his first game, and then the other thing is, I think it was the first drive when you went for the field goal on 4th and 2, was it? Did you think about maybe going for the first down?
You know, that's not my decision. That's the head coach's decision. So when he tells me to go for it, I go for it. When he sends the PAT field goal team out there, we kick. And you know, I don't question any of those decisions. He's my superior officer, and I take my commands and go forward. So I didn't, to be honest with you, I don't even think about those types of decisions. I react to what coach tells me to do. Did we expect Jaron to do some of those things? Yeah, I think we did. I think he's young, first game, big environment, you know, good football team. But certainly some of the things were uncharacteristic of what he had done in practice from a day-to-day basis, as far as where his eyes are and his pocket posture and you know, ball security, those types of things. So yeah, we expect him to get better. Heck yeah, we expect him to get better and improve and play better. You know, I think this week, hopefully this week off, we can get a lot of good work in, and he can kind of regroup and we'll do our very, very best to get him to play better next week.
Let's do a couple more questions for Coach Enos, starting with David Lake.
What did just DJ Dallas show you during the game? Big plays.
Toughness, you know, he's very competitive, played hard. Really like DJ. I think he's a smart player. I think he shows, you know, that he's very competitive and played very, very well and did a really good job running, breaking tackles. I think he's has deceptive speed as well, but he ran hard, ran tough. I think Cam did too. Cam had one poor run at the beginning of the game. He missed a draw play. We had to run straight. Kind of went for a long way and stopped his feet and went sideways. And then, you know, I think Coach Diaz grabbed him on the sidelines because, you know, one of our big things is to make sure that we always run north. And from after that, Cam really, really ran well. And again, it was misfortunate he had that long run called back, but had a really nice run there and just was very physical and stuff. So that was, you know, we didn't have a lot of winning performances on offense as a whole, but those two guys both graded out as a winning performance for our group, which was a real positive for us.
Hey Dan, one thing that's like really standing out, not just Saturday, but it's coming through really clear today with Manny and yourself, is that like the outside world, we're seeing all the things you guys have to overcome, the hurdles, the young players, things like that. You guys are being pretty demanding of these guys, and you're not, you know, babying them at all. Like your expectations for Jaron sound like they were, you know, through the roof. And is that by design? And, you know, just talk a little bit about the accountability factor that you guys are trying to instill.
Yeah, I think that's a really fair point, and good point, fair question. You know, I've always, since I got, maybe it's unfair the way I think, the way Coach Diaz thinks. That's one of the reasons why I'm here, is because when Coach Diaz and I were talking about all the stuff leading up to this, I could tell that him and I were very, very similar in our philosophies and our approaches to things. And I've just always been a guy that I didn't matter if it was your first game or your 40th game or your first practice, your 40th practice, there's a standard of excellence. And if we coach you and teach you how to do it, we expect you to do it every play, every rep, every day. That's a coach's job. We're striving for perfection. We're never going to reach perfection. I know that. They know that. I'm not perfect as a coach, believe me. You know, I try to improve every day as well. But I think the standard is excellence and perfection. And as close as we can get to that, the better off our football team is going to be. And I think in order to have championship level quarterback play, you have to hold them to that standard every single day and not just say, well, hey, it's okay because it's your first practice, or it's okay, it's your first game, you know. Certainly we understand that there's gonna be mistakes along the way, and there's gonna be growing pains along the way, but I think that as soon as a coach you start settling or making a soft bed for them, you're gonna lower their expectation level, which isn't gonna lead to, you know, them pushing as hard as they can, maybe on their own, doing extra work in the film room, or doing extra work from a fundamental standpoint. So, yeah, I mean, you know, maybe we are too demanding, or whatever that is, but I think our football team is gonna benefit from being around a bunch of coaches that are, you know, again, I don't see Jaron as he is, I see him how he can be, you know what I mean? And I think that's what good coaches do, is they have a vision of how guys are supposed to look and how they're supposed to perform, and you know, I know Jaron is disappointed with some of the things he did, but certainly he did some really good things too, and we just gotta keep growing, keep improving on everything that we do from a day-to-day standpoint, from a preparation standpoint, and from a mental standpoint. There's so much involved in that position. You know, as I've talked about with you guys since I've been here, about the mental preparation, the emotional preparation, and the physical preparation of the game. So we just, again, gotta just keep our foot on the gas pedal and keep moving forward.
Thank you very much.